Every senior I talk to says the same thing. I'm just tired all the time. But they don't realize poor sleep isn't just tiring them out. It's increasing their risk of dementia, falls, depression, and even early death. And here's the worst part. Most over-the-counter sleep aids make it worse. But there's a quiet revolution in how we treat senior insomnia, backed by new research. And by the end of this episode, you'll know how to join it. Hi, everyone. I'm Susan Miller, and if your nights are restless and your days are dragging, you're not alone. Today, we're going deep into the science, the real dangers, and the solutions for senior sleep struggles with someone I trust completely, Dr. David Harper. Dr. Harper, I've got to admit something personal here. I used to think being tired was just aging. I'd wake up feeling groggy, maybe a little down, and I just blamed the years. But when I started tracking my sleep, wow, I wasn't resting at all. So what's actually happening in our bodies as we age that makes sleep such a challenge?
First off, thank you for sharing that, Susan. That story is incredibly common. And the truth is, the idea that you need less sleep as you age is a myth. Seniors still need 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. What changes is our ability to get that sleep, and it starts in the brain. As we age, the part of the brain that controls circadian rhythm, the suprachiasmatic nucleus, becomes less responsive to environmental cues. That's why so many older adults start waking up at 4 a.m. or feeling sleepy at 7 p.m. Your body's sleep-wake clock is fading in strength. And to add to it, your production of melatonin, the hormone that helps initiate sleep, declines significantly after age 60. So it's not you need less sleep, it's your body is worse at getting it.
Wow, that hits home, and no one talks about that. But here's the scarier part. Why is poor sleep so dangerous for seniors? We joke about being tired, but what's actually going on underneath the surface?
That's where things get serious. One major 2023 study from the NIH found that chronic poor sleep in older adults is directly linked to a 30% higher risk of Alzheimer's disease. Why? Because deep sleep is when the brain clears out toxins like beta amyloid, a sticky protein that builds up and kills brain cells. And another study from the Journal of Geriatric Psychiatry showed that just 1 week of disrupted sleep in seniors worsened memory, slowed reaction time, and even raised blood pressure. And sleep also impacts your balance. A 2022 CDC report revealed that seniors who get less than 6 hours of sleep are twice as likely to suffer a fall injury than those who sleep 7 to 8 hours.
So we're not just talking about being cranky in the morning. We're talking about memory loss, heart strain, even physical danger.
Exactly. And here's the kicker. Most of the over-the-counter pills people reach for, they don't give you the kind of restorative sleep your body actually needs.
That's exactly what I wanted to ask next. I used to take one of those little blue pills when I couldn't sleep, felt groggy in the morning like I'd been drugged. And now I hear they might make things worse?
You're right to be concerned. Most OTC sleep aids contain antihistamines like diphenhydramine or doxylamine. These knock you out, but they don't help you reach deep, slow-wave sleep. And worse, they've been linked to increased dementia risk in long-term use. A 2021 study published in JAMA Internal Medicine found that regular use of first-generation antihistamines in seniors was associated with a 54% higher risk of cognitive decline over 10 years.
Okay, that's terrifying. I'm guessing a lot of people listening right now just reached for the trash can. So if those pills aren't the answer, what is, and how do we even begin figuring out what's causing our sleep problems?
That's where the new approach comes in. It's called root cause sleep care. Instead of drugging the symptoms, we figure out why you can't sleep. And there are typically 3 big hidden causes in seniors. Nocturia, that's the need to urinate multiple times during the night. Polypharmacy, too many medications, especially ones that interfere with REM sleep, and sleep apnea. And here's the twist. In seniors, it often doesn't show up as snoring. It can just look like fatigue, headaches, or nighttime anxiety.
Okay, pause there because I have to jump in on that last one. I always thought sleep apnea meant loud, gasping snores. Are you saying someone can have it and not know it?
Absolutely. In fact, one 2022 Mayo Clinic study found that 68% of seniors with moderate to severe sleep apnea had no snoring symptoms at all. Instead, they felt anxious at night, woke up frequently, or had high blood pressure with no clear cause. And here's something powerful you can do at home. Download a sleep tracking app. There are free ones that use your phone's microphone to listen for breathing patterns, restlessness, or long gaps in respiration. It's not perfect, but it's an amazing starting point.
I actually tried that a month ago, and it told me I was waking up over 20 times a night without knowing it. That was a wake-up call.
Exactly. And once we understand what's causing the problem, whether it's a medication, a bladder issue, or breathing, we can target it. And that's where the real transformation starts.
So, just to clarify, sleep trouble isn't just part of aging. It's often a sign of something fixable, something treatable.
100%. And the earlier we act, the better your health outcomes will be across the board, from brain to bones to mood. And in the next few minutes, I'll walk you through one of the most effective sleep resets for seniors. No pills, just body rhythm restoration.
Stick with us, everyone, because what Dr. Harper is about to share changed how I sleep. But first, there's something he told me off air that shocked me. There's one bedtime habit almost every senior does that quietly destroys melatonin production. And you probably did it last night. He'll tell you what it is. Okay, we're back, and I promised you something big. Dr. Harper, let's talk about that nighttime habit most seniors do without thinking and how it's secretly ruining their sleep quality.
It's something incredibly common, yet almost nobody realizes how damaging it is. I'm talking about screen exposure after sunset. Tablets, phones, TVs, even those bright overhead LED lights in your kitchen. All of them emit a type of blue light that suppresses melatonin production. In a 2022 study published in Sleep Medicine Reviews, researchers found that even 30 minutes of blue light exposure within 2 hours of bedtime reduced melatonin levels by up to 65%. That's like pressing the brakes on your brain's ability to fall and stay asleep.
Okay, guilty as charged. I read on my iPad before bed every single night. I thought if I just dimmed it down a bit, it wasn't a big deal.
Dimming helps a little, but the light wavelength is still the same. Think of your brain like a sunset sensor. When it sees natural darkness, it begins to release melatonin. But that blue light, it tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime. That keeps your body alert, even if you feel sleepy.
So it's not about how tired you feel, it's about what your brain thinks the time is. That's so wild. So what do we do? Do we need to live like we're in a cave after 7 p.m.?
Not quite, but there are some simple, powerful fixes. Install blue light filters on all your devices. They're free, and start warming the screen as the sun goes down. Switch to warm lighting in your bedroom. Look for bulbs labeled amber or soft white around 2000 to 2700 Kelvin. Set a screen off time, even just 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Use that time for a wind-down ritual, reading a real book, journaling, or a warm bath. A 2023 study from Harvard Medical School showed that participants who adopted a screen-free hour before bed increased deep sleep by 21% without changing anything else.
I love that. So simple. And it kind of brings back that old-fashioned bedtime feeling, doesn't it?
Exactly. Sleep hygiene isn't about strict rules. It's about sending the right signals to your brain. And that brings us to something I promised earlier, the Senior Sleep Reset Plan. This is the 5-day protocol we use at the sleep clinic, and it's built specifically for older adults. No pills, just behavioral shifts that retrain your body's sleep rhythm.
Ah, this is the part I've been waiting for. I did a version of this with you months ago, and it was a game changer. Walk us through it.
All right, here's how it works. It has three main goals. 1, reset your body clock. 2, rebuild melatonin signaling. 3, break bad night habits. We call it the 3R sleep protocol. And here's how you start. Day 1, day 2, the rhythm anchor. Choose one consistent wake-up time and stick to it like medicine. Yes, even on weekends. Your body learns by repetition. If you wake at 7:30 a.m., you must get sunlight within 20 minutes of waking. This morning light reboots your circadian rhythm.
That was huge for me. I never realized that morning light was more important than anything I did at night.
Exactly. Think of morning light as your body's on switch, and it tells your brain when to begin the countdown to sleep 16 hours later. Miss that cue, and your sleep window drifts. Days 3 to 4, the melatonin window. Set a dim light rule 90 minutes before bed. Warm lighting only, no screens, no stimulating conversations. If you're watching TV, use blue light blocking glasses. This is also when you introduce a wind-down ritual. Stretching. Herbal tea, like chamomile or lemon balm. Gratitude journaling. 10 minutes of slow breathing. Inhale for 4, exhale for 6.
I thought breathing exercises were a little too woo-woo for me, but once I actually did it, I was out cold. My heart rate dropped, I felt safe.
It's not woo-woo, it's nervous system science, and it works even better for seniors because the parasympathetic response gets weaker with age. We have to train calm again. Day 5, identify the disruptor. This is where we do a full review. What interrupted your sleep? Was it your bladder, restless legs, pain? A 2023 paper in the Lancet Healthy Longevity revealed that undetected pain is one of the top causes of nighttime wake-ups in seniors, especially back or hip pain that worsens when lying flat.
I'll never forget when you helped me realize my hip was waking me up, not my dreams. I kept blaming my brain, but it was my body trying to say something.
That's it. If you're waking at the same time every night, there's often a pattern your body's trying to show you. Track it, journal it, share it with your doctor.
Speaking of that, can we talk about that awkward moment we've all had? You bring the stuff up to your doctor and they just shrug. It's aging. They say, how can we actually get our doctors to listen to sleep concerns?
That's such a good question, and it happens all the time. The solution? Speak their language. Here's how to do it. Instead of saying, I can't sleep, say, I'm waking up 4 times a night, I feel groggy during the day, and I've had 2 falls in the last 6 months. Instead of saying, I'm anxious at bedtime, say, I feel physical tension at night and have trouble slowing my breathing down. Now you're giving them data, not just symptoms.
That's brilliant. That's empowering. I feel like we're not taught how to talk to our doctors like that.
Because we're trained to be polite, not precise. But when you're clear and specific, your provider takes notice and starts thinking diagnostically. And here's a phrase every senior should know. What could be the root cause? It shifts the conversation from how do we mask this to how do we fix it?
That just gave me chills. Because you're right. Asking why is where the healing starts.
Exactly. And that's the whole message here. Poor sleep isn't just a symptom, it's a signal. And if we ignore it, the costs are high. But when we listen and respond with the right habits, we give the body a chance to repair itself, even at 70, 80, or beyond.
You always bring such hope, but also clarity. In a moment, I want to talk about something that affects almost every senior with sleep issues, and it's often misdiagnosed as depression. If you've been feeling emotionally off and can't sleep, don't go anywhere. What Dr. Harper shares next could be the missing piece. Okay, we're back. And I want to dive right into something we touched on before the break. Dr. Harper, so many of our listeners tell us they're feeling down, low mood, a lack of energy. Sometimes they're even prescribed antidepressants, but the root problem turns out to be something else entirely. Can you explain what's really going on here?
This is so important. What many seniors and even some doctors don't realize is that chronic poor sleep can mimic depression. The symptoms overlap: low energy, poor concentration, irritability, even appetite changes. But the root cause may not be psychological, it may be biological. If your brain isn't getting deep sleep, it can't regulate neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine properly. In fact, a 2023 study in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience found that seniors with sleep fragmentation were 3 times more likely to report depressive symptoms, even in the absence of any life stressors.
That makes sense. I remember having mornings where I just feel heavy and low, and the more tired I was, the more hopeless I felt. But once I started sleeping better, it was like the sun came back out.
Exactly. And here's the twist. Treating the sleep often resolves the mood, not the other way around. That's why I always encourage patients to track mood alongside sleep quality for at least 10 days. You'll often see the connection.
Can we talk about something practical for a second? Let's say someone listening right now is lying awake night after night. Maybe they've tried the breathing, the warm lighting, all the right steps, but they still can't fall asleep. What's going on there?
That's where we need to talk about hyperarousal, a state where your brain is physically tired but mentally wired. It's common in seniors dealing with chronic stress, loneliness, or even trauma. Here's how it works. When your nervous system is stuck in fight or flight mode, it releases cortisol, even at night. That blocks melatonin and increases nighttime alertness. A 2022 paper in the Journal of Sleep Research showed that older adults who experienced late-life stress like bereavement or financial strain had elevated nighttime cortisol and took 48% longer to fall asleep.
That's heartbreaking and real. We don't talk enough about how emotionally complex aging can be.
Absolutely. And that's why part of any sleep recovery plan has to address emotional regulation. I recommend something called somatic journaling. It's not just writing your thoughts, it's writing what you feel in your body. So instead of, "I'm worried," you write, "My chest feels tight, my stomach is fluttering, my jaw won't unclench." This helps the brain name the sensation, which then lowers the stress response.
I love that. It makes the emotional fog feel more physical and somehow less overwhelming, like I can meet it where it lives.
Exactly. And pairing that with yogic sleep or yoga nidra can be a powerful tool. It's a 20-minute guided meditation where you lie down and follow a body scan. No stretching, no poses, just rest. Studies show it can reduce nighttime wakefulness by up to 60% in seniors after just 2 weeks.
I tried that recently and it was amazing. I didn't even realize how tense I was until I started letting go, one muscle at a time.
And that's where healing happens, in those small, quiet moments where we give the body permission to rest. Sleep isn't just something we do, it's something we must protect.
Before we wrap up, I want to bring this all home. If someone listening has been stuck in a bad sleep cycle for years, is it ever too late to change?
Never. The brain remains plastic, changeable, even into your 80s and 90s. I've worked with patients in their 70s who had decades of insomnia, and within 6 weeks of applying these tools, they were sleeping better than they had in 30 years. But here's the key. You don't need to fix everything at once. Start with one change, one wake-up time, 1 hour without screens, one walk in the morning sun. Let your body start to trust the rhythm again.
That's such a relief to hear, because when you're sleep deprived, the last thing you need is more overwhelm.
Exactly. Start small, be gentle, but be consistent. The brain loves rhythm, And when it finds it, healing begins.
Dr. Harper, I cannot thank you enough. You've just given thousands of seniors a completely different way to think about their sleep and their health. Before we go, I want to ask you one last thing. If someone's still skeptical, still thinking, this is just aging, I'm stuck with it, what would you say to them?
I'd say this: aging changes your biology, but it doesn't eliminate your ability to heal. Sleep is not a luxury. It's your body's repair system, and you deserve it to have it. You can have it, but you have to reclaim it, one habit at a time. And if you feel stuck, talk to your doctor, but this time, show them your sleep data. Ask about root causes. Ask about medications. Ask about non-drug treatments. Your voice matters more than you think.
That's beautiful. And to everyone listening, if tonight's episode spoke to you, please know you are not alone. So many of us are walking this same path, and every step you take to improve your sleep is a step toward restoring your energy, your clarity, and your joy. And Dr. Harper, I hope you're ready to come back next week because we're going even deeper.
Oh, I'm ready. What's the topic?
Next week, we're uncovering the hidden signs of bone loss, the subtle clues in your body that most seniors miss until it's too late. We'll talk prevention, detection, and the one overlooked nutrient your bones beg for after age 60.
That's going to be a must-listen. Can't wait.
Me neither. And to our listeners, if this helped you, please share it with a friend or loved one. Sometimes the best medicine starts with a conversation. Until next time, sleep well, stay strong, and remember, you deserve to feel good again.